Welcome, everyone, to the This Time at Smite podcast, episode 28. This week, we've got some more news about what's going to be coming up in Season 5, and that's basically all there is to talk about today. Maybe talk about some more PDS experiences, I don't know. My name is the Robbie Dog. I'm joined today by Sabo, as always, and those are the topics that we're going to be discussing today.
I mean, you say there's more PTS news, but it's actually live now.
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't expect you to know this. You haven't played yet, so.
Yeah, see, I don't play on patch day, on principle.
Surprisingly, on this patch day, not a whole lot of bugs.
Wow.
The only one I've seen is at the end of the lobby, at the pregame lobby, right as the timer clicks 0, the lobby disappears. And you go into game. Like the lobby chat disappears, not the lobby.
Okay, yeah. Because that doesn't sound like a small bug, if an entire lobby is disappearing. But if it's just a chat, then yeah, sounds fine.
When the timer hits 0, the lobby chat disappears. That's the only one I've seen so far.
Okay,
but you still get into the game.
That's good. By Smite standards, that's a perfect patch, basically.
But I have been playing with Europeans all morning, so I might be a little dumb right now. I had to dumb my gameplay down just to play with Europeans.
God damn it. It's gonna be terrible. A hard season for me. Or at least until the first LAN. Anyway.
Hey.
So I guess they actually used PTS this time to test things, it seems. Which is good.
Yeah. They did pretty good this time. We'll have to see during 5.2 how many bugs come up. And they still have to patch in ranked tomorrow, so.
Yeah, that might cause some more issues. But yeah, so the first piece of news that we have this week is something that I think we actually missed last week, according to the timestamp that I saw on Twitter at least. Because I think that was before I actually started recording the episode. But anyway, the spring split has been officially announced for the SPL, and it's going to be from March 6th through through April 13th. And yeah, outside of that, there's not a terrible amount of new stuff that was announced that wasn't already known and hasn't already been told when they made a sort of preview to Season 5, right? Because they announced things like regular payment of $30,000 totally over the year, right? And no relegations, and that it would be best of 3s instead of best of 2s, and all that kind of stuff. The big news, or the big new thing that has come out is that the matches are going to be from Tuesday to Friday now, and they're going to have 2 matches each on Tuesday and Wednesday, and 3 matches each on Thursday and Friday. And that's really the only big news that has come out.
Yeah, it kind of affects the podcast. It means we'll be recording and doing possibly a couple of live shows on Twitch on the weekend now instead of recording Tuesday afternoons.
Yeah, at least we're thinking about it, right? We gotta look at the schedule, what it's actually going to be going into Season 5, because we've got some personal changes in our life. So we're gonna schedule around that, but this change would make it a lot easier, just because the main SPL is now going to be during the week. The thing I find interesting is that I think this could hurt viewership quite a lot, right?
How so?
Because it's going to be during the week, and people aren't necessarily going to be watching as much.
You didn't mean the viewership for the podcast, okay?
No. I mean, that could be affected as well, because people have more time on the weekend.
I imagine some of the live viewerships are going to go down, but on the podcast, like on YouTube and Twitch, that a lot more people are going to be catching it then instead of actual live games.
Yeah, I do wonder though how many people actually watch Smite VODs on YouTube. Let me check just a random example. Okay, Smite Pro. Because I'm
Well,
curious.
there's actually two that I use on YouTube that
Yeah.
Smite Pro, and then what's the other one? Hold on.
Smite Watts.
Yeah, that's it. Smite Buds. Those are the two I use.
It's just VOD, Smite VOD. But yeah. See, regular season games don't even get that many views on YouTube, from what I can see. Because here, for example, we have a game between Elevate and Obey, and it got 5.2k views. So that's not a whole lot.
Yeah, but how many people watched it live that aren't going to be able to watch it live now because they're at work or something and will turn to those VODs to watch it?
Yeah, that's the question though, is if they're actually going to turn to the bots or if they're only going to look at the result and then ask people if the game was interesting, and they're going to say no because most games aren't interesting or aren't terribly interesting.
See, this means you're going to have to hold off on putting the post match discussion on Reddit.
Damn it.
You have to wait a little bit, like give people some time to go watch it before putting it up.
No, but it's a post-match discussion. It's supposed to be up after the match. It's the entire point. This doesn't work. But yeah, I guess the other thing that was announced was that on Tuesdays and Thursdays we're going to have EU SPL. And on Wednesdays and Fridays we're going to have NASPL. And on Tuesday, the EU SPL is going to start at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And the NASPL is going to start on 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So that means, let me do the math. I think that's 7 or 8 p.m. in Europe for the EU SPL. And it's 11 or midnight for the NASPL. So yeah, I'm gonna have a ton of fun watching NASPL matches from now on.
I think they did that because, around 7 or 8 for Europe, it should be, time that you're settling down for supper, you got something to watch, you're not at work, and you're in prime time, you can watch stuff. Same thing goes for, North America. 5 o'clock is about when people start getting off of work. They can catch the SPL then. They're just trying to make it more convenient for people who have day jobs.
Yeah, and I think that's another side effect of trying to have it during the week, right? Because people just aren't going to be able to... Well, you can't schedule it for both if you're trying to schedule it under the week, right? For both EU and NA. So you have to cater the different sets towards the region that they're actually being played in. And yeah, it kind of sucks because I'm definitely not going to be watching the entire NSPL this time around. Because if it's 2 best of 3s, right, that could go on until 6 a.m. realistically.
Yeah, 2 best of 3s usually. Well, during the split when it's all online, you usually don't take that long in between games. So you're probably looking about 4 or 5. So yeah, you're about right there. Almost 6 a.m.
Yeah. See, I'd have to go down to working 90% to do that. Then I could have the morning of first day off. But why would I do that? That's stupid. Anyway. So yeah, it's not terribly convenient. But yeah, there are WOTs available, so you can just go watch those instead.
And pending name change for the podcast. It's probably not going to be Tuesday Night Smite for much longer.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to name it Tuesday Night Smite if it's never going to be on a Tuesday. And if there's SPL on a Tuesday, it's not going to be on Tuesday. So, yeah. I think that's all I had to say about that topic. Moving on, the next topic that we had was there was some more drama, because there always needs to be drama in Smite. I mean, we've already had drama again today, right? or yesterday. Did you hear about it?
What was that?
So, okay, I think I missed the main point of drama, but I'm pretty sure Hi-Rez uploaded a video for Paragon players coming to Smite.
I didn't see it. I knew that they did it. I thought it was a bit tasteless, so I didn't watch it. So.
Yeah, I wanted to watch it, but it was already. I think I was in bed while they released it, and it was already gone when I woke up, so I didn't see it.
It's Paragon is a MOBA a lot like Smite with the third person view instead of that top down view. From what I know, servers are shutting down, and it's no longer the game's no longer going to be around. So a lot of the Paragon players are coming to Smite as a result.
Yeah.
So
I think Hi-Rez made a video poking a bit of fun at the entire situation, and a lot of people seem to have gotten offended by that, which is understandable, right?
Yeah, it is a bit tasteless to do. I mean, if you hadn't found success with Smite, you probably would have been in their position.
Yeah. And I think the devs of Paragon, I think it's Epic Games, handled the entire thing well, right? Because they offered full refunds for everyone who purchased anything in the game. So they handled things well, right? But yeah, it's kind of sad that it's shutting down, I guess, for the players that are playing it, right? And yeah, a lot of people got offended by it. They deleted the video. I think they put out an apology as well. And that's basically all there is to it. So the drama that we're speaking about, though, happened basically a week earlier, or that we want to talk about in the podcast. And it was about the minor league that was also announced, I think, at around the same time that the spring split was announced, right?
Very close to it, yeah.
And yeah, basically there, I think the original announcement said that we would have the bottom two teams from the SPL invited, but no other teams, and the others would all have to go through a qualifier.
Yeah, that's not what the original announcement saying. It ended up being like a miscommunication between Hi-Rez and the player base. It was more of maybe something, or one of the pre-drafts of the document was released and not the actual final draft. Incon released a video saying Hi-Rez lied. Cooper got back to the Hi-Rez Cooper, the esports manager at Smite or at Hi-Rez, got back to it, just a couple hours later. It was that same night saying it's just a little bit of a misunderstanding. This is all the information. This is the actual information. And it turned out that, it was a lot of the stuff we already knew was going to happen.
Yeah. I think the main complaint people had about the original announcement, right, was that fact that they were only going to invite the bottom two SPL teams and none of the teams that were in the Challenger Cup previously. And the prize pool they had in that announcement was lower as well than they were saying it would be, right? But now that things have been corrected, I think most of the complaints people had are gone, right? They upped the prize pool as well. I think it went from... I'm not entirely sure where it went from. But it's now for first and second place going to be at $12,500. Yeah.
First place will get additional prizing at the Smite Minor League Finals.
Which I guess is going to be between
first and second place.
Well, then the second place would also get. Did they announce that as well?
No, they would. The winnings from the finals would go to the team that won. So the first place and the second place team will play, even though they have $12,500 already, and then whatever the prize is of that final, the winner gets.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, originally they announced that or in their season 5 preview, right? They announced that the prize pool totally would go up by 500%. So, do you remember what the prize pool was in season 4 for a split of the Challenger Cup?
I do. I don't have a clue.
Yeah, me neither.
To be honest with you, I don't have a clue. What Incon was saying, though, in his high-res live video, was that first and second place, the top 2 teams, per player could expect about $3,000 a player. That's first and second place.
Okay.
And if you do your math of the 5 players, like it's still lower, but we don't know what the additional prize pool for this minor league finals are at this moment, so it might end up being higher.
Okay, yeah. So I'm reading here that pricing last year, the prize money you got used to be at just $300 per split, and I think per player as well. So now that it's going to be $1,250 per split.
Maybe Incon misspoke and said 1,000 instead of 100.
Yeah. Either way, the price pool's definitely gone up, right? I'm just not entirely sure if it's gone up by the amount that Hi-Res specified in the beginning. But yeah, especially first and second place are going to be earning a whole lot more than they used to, I think. The others, not so much.
Here's what it is. This is the minor league pricing. So first place gets $12,500 plus additional pricing at Smite minor league finals. Second place will get $12,500. Third and fourth place see a huge dip at $3,500 apiece, and fifth place dips even further. Fifth and sixth place go get $2,500. That's per team, so it's $500 per player. Okay, and the minor league split will include 6 weeks of online play. Will culminate in Smite minor league finals on May 6th. Top NA and EU teams from the Smite minor league will be invited to compete at this event and battle for their share of $10,000 prize pool. So
Yep.
First and second place are seeing a major boost, whereas fifth and sixth place teams still seeing about a $200 increase, but it's like...
Yeah, I would do the math, but really I'm a bit lazy, so... Let me do the math real quick, okay? So we're going... Okay, we're going from 300 average per player to around 1,230 average per player. So yeah, it's not too bad. That is a 300% increase. And that's not... Wait, that's not... I miscalculated something. I'm an idiot.
You're an idiot, yeah, because it's $2,500 per player.
How did
for first and second place.
No, it's
third place is looking at $700 a piece, and fifth place is looking at $500. Fifth and sixth place are looking at $500 a piece.
So wait, look, listen to how I do the math. Okay, I take 12,500, then I take 3,500, then I take 2,500, add it all together, which adds up to 18,500, divided by 3.
You got to times it by 2 because.
Yeah,
12,500 plus 12,500 plus 3,500 plus 3,500. It's like $37,000.
I don't have to times it by 2 if I'm gonna divide it by 3 that I have the average per team. Because times 2 divided by 6 is just gonna be the average. It's the same as divided by 3.
Do you know basic math?
Yeah.
You don't add them all together. You do 12,500.
Yeah, no.
Divided by 5. That's 5 players on a team.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, no, let me do it. Okay, divided by 5, right? So that's 1,230 average But now we have to consider
No,
they're going from 4 teams to 6.
your math is wrong.
No,
Look,
it's the
it's
average for the fucking
12,500.
league, say. It's not the average for team 1. Or it's not the prize pool per player on team 1, on the first place team. It's the average in the minor league prize pool that you're gonna get. And what I'm doing now...
You mean the median, not the average, the median.
Yeah, I guess.
Because the average per player is per player on the team, dependent on what place they're in. Third place would get $700. Third and fourth place per player is $700. Where fifth and sixth place will get $500 per player. First
Okay.
and second will get $2,500 per player.
Sabo, I think I have a number, by the way. Okay. I think the prize pool total is going up by 616 repeating percent. 616.6 repeating percent. Or that's the or it's 616.6 repeating percent of what it used to be. Which means it's 500% more. Which means they kept their promise. So good job, Hyres.
All right.
That's all I wanted to know. So basically it. I feel like this is going to be a short episode. Even though we're rambling about random stuff.
Well, yeah, you're right. But they said that they're going from four spots to 6 spots per region.
Yeah.
The top 2 in the Challenger Cup last year, or from last fall, and the bottom 2 from the SPL fall split, and then 2 extra teams from both regions coming out of a open bracket challenge. Right now, teams included in North America are Cryptic Allegiance, Space Station Gold, which Space Station's second team. I don't know what their actual Pro League team's going to be referred to. Maybe just Space Station. And Salsa Squadron. Whereas Europe will be the Poppies and Burrito, of course. And then Victorious Secret. And probably the craziest name I've ever heard. Man's Not Hot. What's that?
Yeah. I have a loose idea on what it's referencing, but I don't actually know. But I've heard it before. I'm sure about that. I just don't get it.
Well, if you noticed, I don't know if you noticed, but Walrus on Twitter the night this was released said that Noble, his team for the fall split, which was removed from the Pro League because of new organizations coming in. He had a problem with his organization and his team not getting a spot over the bottom 2 in the SPL, but that's not what was promised. Allegiance and Cryptic were promised the spots because they finished 7th and 8th. Noble, tough luck. You might find Salsa Squadron. You might want to pick up Salsa Squadron or find a team that can win an open bracket challenge, which should be okay. Like, that's a shot at doing.
Yeah, I think so as well, right? It is a tiny bit unfair, right? Considering that the bottom 2 teams just get a spot in the minor league, while teams that were ranked ahead of them in season 4 are going to have to earn one, or are going to have to pick up a new org to a new team to get one. But it's understandable because, as you said, it's not what they promised. They promised that the bottom 2 would get invited. And that's all they did.
if you're paying attention to roster moves so far in North America, which is where Walrus, that's his region, there's a lot of spots open on Cryptic and Allegiance right now. Allegiance has as far as I know, one player, and that's Oceans. Cryptic's still looking for a solo lane and possibly a mid laner. I haven't heard anything from that. Maybe even a Hunter, depending on if Bedium actually finds a Pro League team. But there's a lot of spots open for players like Walrus to find a to not have to go through that open bracket challenge.
Yeah, I think the real issue would have been if one team had stayed contracted to an org that used to be there in Season 4, right, in the SPL, and that same org hadn't been able to acquire a spot, and also hadn't been given a spot in the minor league, and now they would have had to go through the qualifiers, of course, to try and earn a spot that way. But if it's a team that would have stick together from Season 4 to 5, right, it should have been a team that would have been able to make it to the minor league fairly easily anyway. So even then, it's still not the biggest issue. But I think the outcome's pretty much gonna be fair for everyone, right? The players that are good enough to still be playing at a minor league or an SPL level are going to be picked up by minor league or SPL teams. And the players that aren't, they're just gonna have to earn their spot there and prove that they are.
Yeah, and that's what that's what the minor league is about, is to take the players that aren't on a team in the pro league and still give them a place to play and practice, and for people to get a look at them, because Zapman pointed out that the players don't have control anymore. It's all based on the organization now. Meaning, what he said in his tweet, Zapman's tweeted this out, that if he doesn't play up to his performance, or if he doesn't have a good performance, he can be kicked at any time without notice. And it won't be a player vote. It'll be the organization itself saying, "Hey, we found somebody else. You're off the team."
Yeah, theoretically, right? I mean, orgs were... Yeah.
Well, up until now, most of the power resided with the players on the team. They chose their organization to represent them.
Oh, see, theoretically, right? Orgs could have always had the power to step in and just kick their entire team and put together a new one that was viable and have them take the spot. Hyris might have intervened, but they would have at least been able to kick single players against the wishes of the team itself that they're employing, right?
Theoretically, yes, but we never saw that come to fruition.
Yeah, and it's still this. I feel like it's still the same thing now, because I still see the orgs as having a hands-off approach when it comes to who's on the roster, as long as they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, right? Which is basically fulfill the streaming hours that they're gonna have to do now, most likely, or the content or just produce the amount of content that they need to produce, and play in the SPL. Because performance matters even less now than it used to be in previous seasons, right? And I don't think a player like Satman's going to get kicked either way, because he's hugely popular. And even if he does suck terribly in his role, which I don't expect him to do, I think the team's going to be keeping him. Like a bottom SPL team is going to be keeping him.
I'm saying in Zapman's own words, this is what could happen now. I didn't say Zapman was going to be terrible and was going to get kicked. I'm saying Zapman tweeted it out that that's the situation now. That the organizations have the control and not so much the players anymore.
Yeah, I don't get why he's tweeting that out, because that was already the case. Orgs just chose to be hands-off, and why would they change things?
Because they're getting an actual payment from Hi-Rez now to pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah, so they're going to step in when someone fucks up. So don't fuck up, and your place is safe, Satman.
Yeah, don't fuck up and don't be terrible.
Nah, even if you're terrible, you're Satman. You're bringing in viewership, you're bringing in sponsor money, you're bringing in stuff.
Satman's maybe a bad... maybe a bad example for Zapman, but say, Space Station, Aquarius doesn't play that well in the solo lane. No matter what Barracuda or Jeff Hinley say, the organization can step in and say, "You're not playing well. We have this player on our minor league team that's playing out of his mind. We're going to bring him on to play solo lane, and good luck in the future, wherever your future takes you.
Yeah. Theoretically, yeah. They're not going to do it. At least I don't think they will. I don't see things as having changed massively from that side, to be honest.
It could. I see it. There's potential there for it too.
Yeah, but there was always potential there. See, that's my entire point. They could have always done that type of stuff, but they never did. And I don't think the changes are drastic enough to where they would start doing that now.
Yeah, well, instead we get players that should not be in charge of teams actually captaining teams. And
are you thinking of a specific one?
Yes, and you know who I'm talking about.
I think I do.
I won't mention his name anymore, but hey, that's the scenario that happened in the fall split. That's what we get when, players are in charge of the team instead of the actual organization. And that a Mighty Storm did not have an organization. That's why that player was allowed to do that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I still think they're going to be hands off because that's just how most orcs operate, and that's how most orcs operate in most esports games from what I've seen. But yeah, I think that's all there is to say about the minor league, really. Or do you have any other point you want to make?
Schedule for minor league as it stands right now.
Yeah.
Here's up to through the open bracket challenge. So the open bracket will take place Saturday, February 24th at 11 for Europe, and Sunday, February 24th at 11 for North America. After the open bracket challenge, the top 8 teams will be split into 2 groups of 4 based on their seeding from the previous week. That's when we get out into the knockout stage. Each group of teams, so each seeds 1, 4, 5, and 8, and then Group B 2, 3, 6, and 7 will play best of 3 round robin format, a lot like how relegations was previously done. Instead of best of 1, it's all best of 3 though, and these teams will qualify for the Smite Minor League in North America and Europe, which kicks off March the 3rd in Europe, which is a Saturday at 11, and then March the 4th, which is a Sunday for North America at 11 Eastern time. So, yeah.
Wait. Those are the dates for the knockout stage that you just said. March 3rd and 4th.
March 10th is when it actually starts.
Yes.
My mistake. March 10th.
Yes.
It's 1 p.m. Eastern for both Europe and North America.
Yeah, and then we'll have Europe on Saturdays and North America on Sundays, just every week until the split's over, obviously. And yeah, the rest we already really talked about the LAN event and etc. So, I think that's the topic done with. So,
yeah, again, most of what came out last week before Cooper got involved was just a miscommunication. So it was nothing fans of the Pro League or players in the Pro League or in the minor league should really concern themselves with, because it was everything lines up with a lot what we heard in the Season 5 preview when they released this the first time.
Yeah. The only thing people should be concerned with or might be concerned with is with the level of sloppiness that Harris displayed during this thing as well. Because you don't generally release an earlier draft of something to the public. Like, you're supposed to proofread that type of stuff, right? Which apparently...
You would assume so, yeah.
They somehow fucked up. But yeah, that's Hi-Rez for you, right? Hi-Rez doing things perfectly is not something that goes hand in hand.
You're also talking about the organization that released a welcome to the new players, a Paragon.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to be in charge of all that stuff, saying, hey, this is not the right thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, see, when you yourself have shut down like 2 games in the past because they weren't profitable, maybe don't make sort of fun of other studios doing the same. Doesn't sound like the best idea. Like it's like don't be an elephant in a china shop, right? Is that what it's called in English?
Yeah, that's pretty much the same.
Yeah. Anyway, because it's a lot different in German, by the way.
But there is a slim. I forgot what kind of commercial or what product the commercial is selling. It's a monster truck driving through a fine china shop. That's a front for a fireworks shop.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
It's a product. Yeah,
Oh.
but I forgot what product it was. I think it's Slim Jim though. Don't quote me on that.
Wait, so talking about advertisement, by the way, I just have something I want to bring up. Do you know these ads for panda cheese? Or that's just what the brand's called is panda cheese.
No,
I
I've
don't think
never
it's
heard
actual
of
panda cheese. No, so the brilliant thing is, right, in those ads, you always have someone who's like hesitating to buy the cheese, the panda cheese. And then you just have a panda appear and he just breaks something. Like in one ad, they're in a shopping mall with a shopping cart, right, filled with stuff, and they walk past a shelf with the panda cheese on it. Then the dad says, "No, don't buy that." Then a panda just appears, steps in front of their shopping cart, and just tips it over. It's brilliant.
That sounds pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna link you one afterwards. By the way.
As long as we're talking about funny commercials, I saw one a couple of months ago. You know Game of Thrones, right? You're familiar with the show.
Yeah, yeah.
The mountain on Game of Thrones, the sparkling water. I don't know if you've seen this commercial one where the guy goes to the store, picks up sparkling water to bring back to the mountain. So, because he's on set shooting a film or whatever it is he's filming, and as he's walking back, he gets the Game of Thrones kind of treatment where people are throwing stuff at him, yelling shame. There's the woman walking behind him. Have you seen this commercial?
No, but it sounds fun.
But do you know Game of Thrones, right? You've seen that part?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I've watched the entire thing.
Yeah, he gets back to the mountain, and the mountain's like, shame on you. That's not, Mother Earth is the only planet. We only have one Mother Earth, and it's why pollute her with plastic? Get sparkling filter water, the only water I drink. And it's like,
Okay.
it was funnier. It was funnier than the product, but the commercial. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, it was pretty funny to see.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to look that up as well. But yeah. Skipping or moving on from the commercial talk, let's talk about the next thing that we're going to be doing today, which is going to be copying basically what Hyros has done with a Dream Team style draft of players in the SPL.
Aggro and he who should not be named because he hasn't replied to any of my Twitter messages in a month, did a video where they did a Smite style draft, but instead of gods, with actual players. So we thought it would be fun to kind of do the same thing.
Yeah, and when we say Smite style draft, we mean it's basically the same drafting system used in ranked Conquest and competitive Conquest, which means you have 2 bans first, then 3 picks per side, with the first pick getting 1 pick, second pick getting 2, then 2. You know how it works, right? And second round of bans with 2 bans each again. So yeah.
Yeah, and we figured we'd do this before Hindu Man and F. get theirs out, because Hindu Man has talked about those two doing a Dream Team style draft as well.
So if they're doing it after us, are they still copying Aggro and He Who Should Not Be Named, or are they going to be copying us?
seeing as Aggro copies me, I'll say they're actually copying us.
Yeah.
Aggro, if you go and watch this video after we're done, because I know you haven't watched it yet. Aggro, remember in our world's review where I said Benji and Deathwalker are pretty much even right now? They're like 1 and 2, but they're tied. Aggro said basically the same thing in this video. Again, that's like the 5th time he's said something that I've said on a previous recording.
Well, see, I have never seen you and Aggro in the same room. So maybe you are
There
just
you go.
Aggro.
Well, I can neither confirm or deny that.
Maybe you are just Aggro with a southern accent.
Yeah, go Penguins, Pittsburgh, woohoo! No, not a Pittsburgh fan. I'm not Aggro. I can confirm now. I'm not Aggro. I'm not a Pittsburgh fan.
That's what Aggro would say if he was trying to hide that he's Aggro. Anyway.
Damn, I just cannot win right now, can I?
Yeah, see, it's impossible. You have to get into the same room with Aggro. Next Worlds, you've got to go to Aggro, get a selfie with him, and then send it to me, and you will be verified.
I'm gonna get a selfie with him, and I'm gonna have him confirm that he actually pays attention to me, and that he repeats what I say, because once is a coincidence. We're on like middle of like 5 or 6 right now. It's not a coincidence anymore. Aggro, thanks for listening, though.
Yeah. Anyway, actually, if you're gonna be getting selfies of Aggro next year's Worlds, I want to be there as well.
Yeah, hey, Smite Reddit and Smite Twitter. We're starting a GoFundMe. You heard it here now. Send us to Worlds next year.
I promise, if this show actually takes off at some point in time, we will do a GoFundMe. And we will be funding you and me if I can't afford it. Depends. We will be funding someone, maybe. Depends.
Maybe we'll get Psycho back and fund him.
Yeah, see, if he doesn't want to do it anymore, money is a very good incentive to get people to do things they don't want to do.
It free trip to Worlds because he wouldn't actually get in the money.
Yeah, fair point. Well, it's still, that's worth something. Anyway.
I'll take it. Free trip to Worlds, I'll take it.
So I've got a question for you, Sabo. Who's gonna go first in this draft? Are we tossing a coin?
See, I thought about this and how we were going to decide. And I'm not sure that there's such a good way to decide who goes first. But since North America won Worlds this year, and I have plenty of to brag about already, and I know my team's going to be better than yours already, I'll give you first pick.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Okay. Having first pick, of course, also means I have first ban. So, wait, let's write this down at the bottom of the document as well, by the way. Because otherwise I might forget stuff, because I'm an idiot. Okay. So I have first ban. Guess who I'm gonna be banning?
I know who you're banning already.
So my first ban is going to be Benji. That was expected, wasn't it?
You just typed out Bengio.
I'm opening a notepad. I'm opening a notepad. Please.
Charge complete.
Okay, let me... I'm an idiot, man. Give me 10 seconds. Okay, I opened the notepad. And now I'm just gonna write stuff in it. Okay, Sabo, can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I can also still hear you. So who's going to be your first ban?
Well, thinking about this, and I really thought I was going to ban this player out, but I changed my mind. I'm going to ban out Emilito first.
Okay, I'm writing it down as well. And everyone will be able to see it on screen. So this is great. Okay, my second ban. See, I'm just gonna somehow work through my hatred against NA today. And for that, I'm gonna ban someone else from NA. And it's gonna be Scream with 5 M's.
Okay, that's not one I expected, but that's okay.
Okay.
Who? I want to ban out. I'm gonna take a page out of your book, and I'm gonna ban out a teammate. I'm gonna ban out adapting.
Seems reasonable. Okay. See, first pick now. I have a lot of options left, of course, because we've only banned 4 players, and there's a lot more than 4 players in the SPL. Long story short, my first pick is gonna be Deathwalker. For the solo lane.
Knew that was a risk. I considered it. I was
Yeah.
fine with it.
You wanted him to, I can tell. Okay, what is your first pick? Or first 2 picks?
First 2 picks. I'm going to go. I'm going to go with Panda Cat first.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to pick Pretty Prime as well.
Not bad. Okay, I got some thinking to do right now. I'm gonna go... Let me think. I'm gonna be picking as my third and second pick. Third one is going to be Cuba Fred. Second one is going to be... Let me think. Need to think this through, to be honest. Okay, I'm making a strategical decision and picking PBM as my third
Damn,
pick.
there goes my P team. I was gonna go with all P's.
Well, isn't there another support who starts with a P?
Yeah, you're right. Never thought of him. But now that you have, I'm not going to take him.
I don't even know who I'm talking about.
Full of shit, too. But in case you're not full of shit, I won't pick my support right now.
Okay.
Instead, I think... I mean, Benji's off the board. If I don't get a solo laner now, you're going to ban out solo laners. So I have a choice. Do I take Divios or Variety?
Yeah.
Decisions. I don't think variety is the reason why Dignitas didn't play well at Super Regional, so I'm gonna go with variety.
It's not how you spell your variety.
I don't know how to spell it. I just. But I have the next band. So my next band.
Yeah.
Look at your team. Who do you got? I will take out zeros first.
Or it's gonna be banning
Or
mids.
zero.
Yeah. Okay, my next ban. Looking at your team, you're still missing a jungle and a support. So I think I'm taking a Milsey off the board because he is one of the best supports that is left. And I already have mine anyway.
Okay, and I get the next band.
Yeah.
You still need a mid laner, so I'm going to focus out the mid laners again.
So we are just going to be banning mid laners.
Mid laners are kind of hard to do because there's a lot of quality ones.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and take Yemen out as well.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Okay, so my last ban. I already banned a support. So now I need to think, are there any other quality supports left in that you would be likely to pick? Or do I need to ban a jungle instead? Because you're also still missing a jungle, as I said. And I think I'm gonna take out Captain Twig. Because even though he had a terrible world championship, he's still a good jungler. And one that I think you might have picked if he had still been available. So
he was one of the two I was thinking of, so yeah.
Okay.
But I get first pick after the banning phase.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Panic-Cat's longtime friend and his duo Q ranked partner. Support. Raffer. So I got my duo lane.
Yeah. So my last two picks, now that... Well, my last two picks are gonna have to be... for mid lane, I'm picking up Baskin, because he is one of the best mid laners in the world, in my opinion. And for ADC, who I'm still missing, I'm gonna be picking up... This is a harder decision than I think people will think it is. So I'm still thinking about it. Okay, I want to have some flair in this team as well. So I'm going to be picking up Tremaine.
Alright, I got you. I like that pick. That's a pretty good pick. I was thinking you was probably gonna go with Baskin, but I didn't want to give you the option of getting Yemen, so I took Yemen out.
Yeah, it's understandable.
I also thought, I thought it was narrow. You were going to pick one or two people, Baskin or the best. So I was okay taking my risk.
Yeah.
And you got Baskin. All right, I need a jungler.
Yeah. Which ones are left? Cherio. Mask.
Cherio, there's Mask.
There's... That doesn't count.
Yeah, it does. He's a jungler now.
Yeah, but we're picking from Season 4 players.
Who said?
Well,
I mean,
logic's
these are all
set because we
these
don't
are
know
all
all
players
Season
that are in
5
season
players yet.
5. I mean, these are all players that are going to be in season 5 too, anyway. So
Well, I still think it's kind of cheating, but it's acceptable.
okay, well, let let's put it. Let's leave it as it is. My last pick is Annister. Okay,
Yeah.
Andy's back in the jungle. I'm gonna take Andy.
Okay, so I think my team would utterly obliterate yours. It's just all I'm gonna say.
I think you're wrong, everybody. I think I got the upper hand here in the duel lane with Raffer and Panda Cat. You got two players that have never played together. I got players that played together all the time.
Well, they would build synergy very quickly because they're both aggressive, right? PBM can be really aggressive. Germain's just Germain, naturally really aggressive. They would work great together. Just have to get used to it a little bit. I was hesitating picking Dardus, but that would have been a stupid decision, I think, because it would have just given you PBM.
Yeah, I would have went with PBM. You were right to pick him up.
Even though Dardus is also a great support. But yeah. I could have, of course, banned PBM because you have apparently no intention of going with Scream anyway.
Yeah, I had no intention of going to Scream. Not with Benji out. Oh, if Benji was still in there, I might have considered Scream. But with Benji out, I wasn't going to actually pick up Scream. I've got arguably the best mid laner in the world in Pretty Prime.
Well, I have also arguably the best mid laner in the world in Baskin.
And if I can't get Benji or Deathwalker, I got to go with the guy that's closest to either one of them. In my opinion, that's Variety.
Yeah, and because those two are clearly the best too, I got the one that wasn't banned, Deathwalker, for my solo lane. So that's basically the decision process there.
That was a risk I was willing to take because I knew you were probably going to want to pick up Adapting. And if I can't get my favorite player in Benji, there's no way I'm giving you Adapting.
I don't think I would have picked Adapting, to be honest. I think Hugo would have been my choice.
And always. I do know with your love affair for Emilito, I banned out Emilito.
I would not have picked Emilito at all.
See, now you're denying the obvious.
Nah. See, you're mixing us up again. Psycho is the one who has a crazy love for Emilito. I don't.
Okay, let's do this all over again. Instead of Emilito, I'll ban out Deathwater.
Oh no. It's too late. If you ban out Deathwalker, I'm picking Variety myself. And then I have Q and Variety.
Well, you Europeans sound the same.
Huh.
I still think
Nice.
my team wins. And how are you gonna beat Pretty Prime and Annister in that mid jungle combination?
With Q and Baskin, mostly.
Probably won't work. We've seen what Cubo Fred does under pressure.
We've seen what Baskin does under pressure, and we've seen what Pretty Prime's not able to do when he's behind. Which is obviously going to be happening because fucking Deathwalker's going to obliterate Variety and solo. I like that word, obliterate, by the way. Just saying.
Obliterate.
Yeah. But yeah.
If anybody's doing the obliterating, okay, it's gonna be Panda Cat over Jermaine. Panda Cat's gonna embarrass Jermaine. Why'd you pick Jermaine?
Jermaine has PBM there with him. How do you kill someone who has a PBM next to him? It's impossible.
Get Iraffer to go Ymir and just freeze PBM out of the way while Panda Cat solos Jermaine.
It's not gonna work. Because you don't solo someone in 2 seconds. Early game. It's not working.
I don't know. Have you ever seen Panda Cat solo Yi?
Yeah. Have you seen Jermaine's Rama?
Yeah, but he doesn't have his ult. I mean, Ricochet versus the Rama ult. Till level 5, the Ricochet has the advantage.
That's true, but Rama clears better than he before level 5.
Oh, it doesn't.
Nah, like first wave, Rama just insta-kills the entire wave with 5 arrows.
That's first wave. Like after that first wave,
That
he's got
gets
to
him
wait for that.
instantly a half-level lead, right? Because he's just gonna invade jungles.
Yeah, but
with
that's
PBM there, because PBM's aggressive as fuck, just like Jermaine.
you get the 5 arrows, and then you go into the jungle, and he's in Panic Cat's over here ricocheting everything, so he's clearing the jungle faster than you, even though you have the
Nah, he's going
the
into your jungle.
lane pressure.
He's going into
So
your jungle.
why would you do that? If you go into his jungle, he's just with the wolves in season 5, how they're up right now. Hoagie is going to like triple bounce Jermaine with no problem.
No, he won't.
You would know this if you actually went and played Smite every once in a while.
No, because PBM's gonna be there. He's not gonna get close unless he wants to die to PBM, the most aggressive support in the world.
You don't have to get close on Hoagie. Things bounce and people die.
They don't die from a single bounce. It's not how it works.
Okay, that's not how that works. Let's ask what's his name from World. Who did
He was already poked out the entire way. That's not going to be happening to Jermaine. Jermaine's going to insta-clear first wave, then go into the jungle, then steal your entire jungle, then have a 2-level lead on Panda, and just going to not be even under threat from Panda anymore. Because PBM is the real star of United.
Okay.
Also, I have a question for you, by the way.
What's up?
Why did you not pick Veneno?
Because I didn't want to give you Pretty Prime.
Fair point. Why did I not pick Veneno?
I don't know. I knew you weren't going to pick Veneno, so I was like, well, I'm supposed to probably ban out the European ones and let him have his choice between Baskin and the best because he's not going to pick Veneno.
I could have still gone for what's his name?
Papa Lobster. Good luck with that.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, there was still one left, right? Could have gone for Wolfie. Mr. Don't Secure Fire Giant.
Still poking fun at him, huh?
Yeah. I'm just still triggered, man. I'm not going to recover from this until they actually win a LAN again. I feel like. But yeah. Or at least until EU wins a LAN again. It's going to happen in the spring, by the way. Spring finals. It's all EU's, baby.
It might happen in the spring finals, but it didn't happen today, and they rules again.
Yeah.
Panda Cat, Pretty Prime, Variety, Raffer, and Anister.
Deathwalker,
Kicking
Kilo,
your ass.
Baskin,
Kicking
PBM, and Jermaine.
Not even second fiddle there.
Nah, they're all top tier players with great synergy that is going to build itself. And they're just going to wreck fools, including your silly team, who thinks that a new jungler, just freshly back from mid lane, is actually going to be doing anything. Who thinks that Raffer isn't a complete washed up player. Who thinks Panda isn't just good because PBM is always there babysitting him. And who thinks that Variety's time isn't over yet.
So you're saying Raffer's washed up?
Yes. At least in this argument, I am.
Okay. What? Okay. It's just a 2-time world champion, and it has been to
Well,
every major LAN event in the past 4 years.
it's not even true. Unless you don't count summer finals in season 2 as a major LAN event. Also don't count spring finals in season 2 as a major LAN event.
2.5 years, 3 years.
Okay. Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, Pronax.
And you're saying Variety's not on his. Variety wasn't the reason Dignitas lost. That Cubo Fred was, and guess who picked Cubo Fred?
Variety was the reason.
No, that was all Cubo Fred. I don't know what you were watching.
It was totally Variety. Not sure what you were watching. And I just want to say
See, now
something.
you're
I want to
just-
say something about calling people good because they're world champions. Pronax has won 3 CSGO majors. Guess where he is now? Not on a team. Because he's terrible.
Who gives a shit about CSGO? This is a Smite podcast.
Same thing. Just because a player has won stuff doesn't mean he's good anymore. Do you think Omega's good anymore? If he came back, he would just destroy anyone in solo lane?
Well, having played the Season 5 map and having an idea about where the solo lane's going to go, I think he could probably be middle of the pack in solo lane.
Well, I would counter that with something, but I haven't played Season 5 yet, so I really can't.
Exactly.
But hey.
That's why Anister's back in the jungle for me. That's why, one of the best players mechanically best players of all time in Smite's on my team. What are you going to do?
Well, see, if we're going to be giving players credit based on past accomplishments, Q won the launch tournament. Just
And
saying.
hasn't won anything since. Oh.
Neither has Raffer since the Season 3 World Championship. Neither has Adapting since the Season 1 World Championship.
That you mean Anister?
Anister, yeah, sorry. I'm an idiot.
And what was it? The COG Invitational for Season 2. They won that.
That
Was
doesn't
that was
count.
Baskin's first major LAN event.
Wasn't that in San Francisco somewhere?
It was in the AFK Lounge. I'm not sure where that is, but it's in California somewhere.
Yeah, I think it was at
Might
the
be
San Francisco
Diego,
Bay at
might
least.
be San Francisco.
I think it was in the Bay Area at least of San Francisco. Yeah, I'm sure there's some reason why EU players wouldn't perform there. Jet lag is terrible, right? Going to the West Coast instead of the East Coast. Obviously, that really hurt them.
And I will say another thing. As long as we're bringing up people who have not won anything, Deathwalker.
He won Super Regionals.
Okay, he won the tournament before the actual big tournament. He lost in the summer finals. He
Second
lost
place at
Worlds.
Worlds is still an accomplishment. Second place at Summer Finals is still an accomplishment. It's more than United's done.
Oh yeah, more. They're actually world champions. Okay.
Yeah.
Panic Cat's a world champion. Pretty Prime's 2-time second place finisher.
Oh, so second
Variety's
place count. Second place is count now.
You're the one who said it. You're the one who brought it up. This is on you.
Well,
You
if
said second
is
place at
count-
Worlds. Second place at Worlds counts as something.
See, Worlds
So
is not
if
the only
Deathwalker
tournament
gets it-
that matters.
Okay, in spring finals, Pretty Prime got a championship there too.
Yeah, and Deathwalker won Super Regionals against Pretty Prime and got second at DreamHack Valencia. It wasn't Valencia, right?
Yeah, but Pretty Prime has been to the finals at Worlds twice. Variety has been there once.
See,
And he
that
won the
just
summer
means that
he's
in
won
high
the
pressure
summer finals
games,
over Deathwalker's team. Variety won the summer final over Deathwalker's team.
yeah, but he's
Rapper's
worse
a two-time
now.
world champion. Anister's a one-time world champion.
You know
Panic
why?
Cat's a world
You know
champion.
why Variety won the Summer Finals over Deathwalker? Because QO Fred was amazing. And guess who's on my team?
Okay, let's bring up Jermaine again. What has Jermaine won?
Tremaine's my wild card. You need one.
Jermaine hasn't won nothing.
You need a wild card.
Got a wild card. His name's Panic Cat, but he happens to be a world champion too.
That doesn't. Then he's no longer a wild card. That's not how it works. Jermaine's gonna stomp your ass. That's all I have to say.
He's nothing without Dardes.
PBM is basically an upgraded version of Dardes. Don't let him hear that, by the way.
PBM is Dardes on steroids.
Yeah. PBM is like a giant version of Dardes.
PBM is Dardes if Dardes ate Collis.
pretty sure if Dardas ate Kalas, it would actually just mean that it would actually just turn into Kalas. Yeah.
All right, that was my joke of the day. You want to wrap this up?
Yeah. So, yeah, if anyone has a comment, by the way, tell us which team you like more. And wait. I've got to reword that. Tell us why you like my team more than Sabo's. Because my team is clearly superior. Anyway. Do you have anything to say to that? Or to anything else?
I mean, feel free to comment with a disagreement on that last statement.
Yeah.
Tell us why Panic At's better than Jermaine and why PBM's just, in Roby Dog's opinion, PBM is just the fat Dardes. Which that's his words, not mine. Like, what do you?
Yeah. Anyway. That was it from the Tuesday Night Smite podcast for this week. Leave us a like if you enjoyed this episode.
Wait, can we
what?
Can we rewind that real quick and say, because I don't want PBM being mad at me. We say PBM is just the more husky version of Dardes.
Why is more husky the same or similar to fat?
Fat's derogatory, okay? Husky's kind of like, husky means big, but it's less derogatory.
See, that's why that's why I said my words were literally that he's the bigger version of Dardes. So it's still a compliment, even though it's also not a compliment. Do you get it?
All right, well.
Yeah. Anyway. Still, that was it from the Tuesday Night Smite podcast for this week. As we said already, leave us any comments you may have. We always like reading those for some reason, because we're idiots. Leave us a like as well if you enjoyed this episode on whatever platform you're watching it. If you want to be notified when new episodes come out, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can follow us on SoundCloud. It's going terribly. You can also follow us on Twitter, where we will always post updates whenever a new episode comes out. And sometimes we also post other stuff. And I want to say as well, thank you all for watching. Thanks, Sabo, for being here with me today. Even though the next year is going to be terrible for every EU person, including me. And good night, good Smite. And we do kind of deserve it.